What's up, everybody? Mark My Wrestling here. We are going to be having ourselves week 2 of NXT Revenge. So everybody get ready for it. We're going to have a good time. We got a casket match. We got a last woman standing match. We're going to have all kinds of craziness going on here. Speed title match as well. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Glad y'all could join me, be with me. Dro, good to see you. Dawsey, good to see you. Last name, as always, George. And what a WrestleMania weekend. What a Raw after WrestleMania. Lots of returns. Obviously, some of our favorites got called up. Soul showed up to challenge Liv Morgan. Zaria made an appearance, as we'll get last woman standing. We also got Joe Hendry on the come up, Ethan Page. So yeah, let's see what we've got on tap for tonight. NXT, let's go. Oh, well, happy birthday to your dad, Drew. Last name, I enjoyed the promo. Oh, Myles is here. Myles Borne, North American champion. I liked Jacob's promo. I'm curious how they will handle him and Roman going into Backlash, because this can be a very sensitive time for Jacob, coming off that win against Drew McIntyre, going to his first real title program. We'll see what happens. What's up, Lockwood? Good to see you. Could Blake get called up? Yeah, I mean, a casket match is a bit of finality. And fun fact, I don't know about 2K26, but when you did GM mode in 2K25 and you booked a casket match, the loser got kicked off your show. I'm not saying that NXT will follow a video game, of course, but it's an interesting wrinkle considering they're having a casket match tonight. Well, we'll see what happens. And here comes Dark State. I'm sure Vaquera is not out of the title picture at all, George, no doubt. Yeah, Lockwood, I'm with you. Let's send Oba after Roman. I mean, I can be patient as he gets there, but he still needs to leave a path of destruction in his wake on the way. Dion Lennox versus Matt Borne. That's Doink the Clown. Myles Borne for the North American title.
For one fall. It's for the NXT North American Championship. Introducing the challenger, weighing in at 253 pounds.
Could it be the end of Dark State? We'll see. Will Roman go to UFC as a free agent? No, Dro. I don't think Roman's going to UFC for nothing except for watching shows. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of tension there, last name. I mean, we could see some fractures within Dark State. I think Dion, I said that months ago when he was in that ladder match, I think, for the NXT title, that he could work better by himself with the right kind of character building. All right, waiting to ring that bell. Here we go. Daggum. Myles Borne gets spine busted right out of the gate. Only 2. Lockwood, that's a good question. I can see Cody holding on to the title for quite a bit longer. It really just depends on who his challenger is, you know? We'll have to wait and see.
Hell of a job. You know, I'm sure they think that spot belongs to him. But you got to go with the man who's got the hot hand and that training dog.
Borne sidestep the motion of right to the face. And look, Ethan Page brought out a new side. Brought out a new side of Myles Borne. But what is he still missing? Northern Lights into a kick out.
Honestly, I don't think Myles Borne is missing anything. We watch this young kid mature right before our very eyes. I can see Myles Borne in a couple of years being a world champion. I'm talking about on the main roster. It doesn't happen overnight.
Lexis, another kick out. And speaking of the longest reigning North American champion of all time, Ethan Page making his Monday Night Raw.
Can I say congratulations to the Can Man, because he can get the job done on the main roster. I love it, man.
He is focusing on the Intercontinental Championship, as this match is all about the North American title, but still to come. A casket match for the women's North American championship.
When do you think they'll do Cody versus Punk? If they do Cody versus Punk, like that deserves to be a SummerSlam main event. I would go ahead and do it because honestly, I just don't know. I don't know how long you want to wait on that because Punk's not getting any younger. And if we learned anything from the whole Rock and Roman situation, you don't want to put off a type of dream match too long until, you know, to the point where people can't do it anymore. So I would build towards it in SummerSlam. Yeah, I didn't expect Jacob versus Roman right away either, but I'm happy to see it.
The numbers advantage we talked about. And what they did was orchestrate the door opening and Dion Lennox taking full advantage.
Can't worry about what's going on outside right there. Myles Borne just made a big mistake.
Dion looking at me. Dion does not want to get disqualified in this match. And of course, NXT's official. Oh!
Exposing the hard part of the ring right there.
The iron was exposed. It's in control. Who's walking with the goal?
Okay. Myles having a rough go of it as we go into commercial break. Yeah, I don't know. Right. Lockwood, I don't know what they're going to do with I don't know what they're going to do with Jacob and Roman. I won't go so far as to say they booked themselves into a corner, but you don't want to have Jacob lose right away. I mean, I imagine you get Jay and Jimmy involved is what I imagine happens. And unfortunately, you do some kind of DQ. But yeah, the Street Profits are back too, which is great. Now, here's the question. Do you think the Street Profits just want the smoke with the tag team champions? Or did you guys get from that they're maybe aligning themselves with Seth? Do you think they're kind of on their own or are they with Seth? That's my thought. That's the only thing I'm wondering.
You saw just moments ago, unceremoniously, Myles Borne get tossed right to the hardest part of the ring where all that steel, where all that iron is on the outside.
Let's talk about Dion. He's calculating, man. He knows exactly what he's doing. Wait a minute. That checks.
And look,
that big checks the championship, man.
I don't know if Myles Borne was able to get all of that last minute predicament. He started favoring his back just like he couldn't lift Dion Lennox. I start to wonder now how much damage has been done to the lower back of Myles Borne. Is one way to counter.
You gotta wonder. I mean, Myles Borne throwing shots right there. That's normally when a guy run out of ideas, he just starts throwing punches.
Now they're covered.
That's something that can work against him late in this matchup, Victor.
You know, you take a look, you can already hint to this too, Booker. Is Dion the guy? Is Dion the man, the leader of Dark State? They say they're all equal.
Look at
They
him.
say they're four.
Oh, Dark State's taking liberties out here on the outside of the ring in the commercial break. Yeah, there's probably going to be some releases at some point, I'm guessing.
Well, they've always been a unit, but it appears as of lately, it's been Dion Lennox who has had all the plans. Shoots the hat, gets it to yet another cover, and another near fall. He is the one who knows that if
What's up, Nick Thompson?
you have the power,
Good to see you.
you've talked about plenty of times how Dion trying to hook in a submission.
You got the goal, you make all the rules. You got all the, you make the rules, not the power. You make the rules, man.
Because you have the power, you can
You
make
got the power.
I see what you're trying to say. And you see Dion right now.
What's up, Lockwood? As far as Raws after Mania go, I think it was a solid one. It was nice to see some names we haven't seen in a while, a couple of call-ups, and a few little mix-arounds. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how many NXT call-ups. I don't know how many NXT call-ups we'll get on Friday, but I can imagine we'll see JC there. George has brought this up a couple of times. Blake Monroe is a possibility as well. And I don't think there would be many. If anything, I think we might see a couple of people from Raw go over to SmackDown. Maybe LA Knight go back over to SmackDown. We'll see what happens. Wearing black eyes. Ooh, that would actually be cool to get those black eyes on the Street Profits too. The community champion, Sophie, goes by the name of Mark Campbell. I don't know if that is someone's chat name or if that's their shoot name, but whoever Mark Campbell is won our community chat championship for WrestleMania. So it'll be up again, maybe for Backlash, and we'll go again. Dossie, they could still make that happen. The only thing I think is that Woods, I think, still has to heal up, but once he's ready to go, they should do that. I'll tell you what, Dion Lennox really kind of taking charge in this match. Myles Borne really fighting from underneath. Do you think we could get The Rock and Zilla Fatu to come in and hate Jacob? I doubt it. I don't. If we didn't get The Rock at WrestleMania, I don't think we'll get him at Backlash because, I don't think so. But I've been wrong plenty of times. Big clotheslines from Myles working his way back. He finished the story. Yeah, I know. And he's going to have a Cody like title reign. Big hype, probably some disappointment because, like I said, he's only got supervised custody of that chat title, that predictions title, because it's coming back home where it belongs. I don't miss much in my predictions, so I'm going to refocus my targets, and I might even go undefeated at Backlash. We'll see what happens. Yeah, you know what? I was actually very surprised. I won't say that I was disappointed. I thought Punk and Roman had a great main event, but was anybody else just surprised that we basically just got a clean match between the two of them? No interference at all. Not even, forget the whole bloodline stuff I was talking about, but like, I think it's wild that there was like pretty much no interference at all. Lockwood. I know, man. Forget The Rock, dude. Let him. He can live out his days in Hollywood and win an Oscar, make some more movies. But I ain't. I don't want to hear. I don't want to go on the ride The Rock's taking me on. I'm done. Done with that ride. It's broken down. Yeah, once we're at Backlash, we're going to be on another short card, so we're probably going to be looking at only like 5 matches there. So it'll be really interesting to see coming out of WrestleMania who gets elevated to those positions. Yeah, Sophie, I heard about that. I mean, I'm not surprised that TKO, as the kind of sort of controlling interest of the company, has input and creative. Yeah, the Hell in the Cell should have main evented that show. Oh, okay. There's a lot of interference happening here. Oh, Sugars tries to interfere and it backfires on Lennox now. Born again. Myles escapes with his title, and Sugars is the member of Dark State who was responsible for Lennox's loss. So we're not done telling this Dark State fracture story. Sugars looks like a kid who got caught cheating in class and is about to start begging not to get sent to the principal. He knows he messed up. The Brock package, yeah, was good, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. Oh, Blake Monroe. I got to say this. I forgot that they just paired Blake Monroe with the Vanity Project. She can't get called up. They just started this. I really like their dynamic. I'm not ready for Blake to leave yet. But yeah, Blake is 100% going to the main roster eventually. I mean, she will never be a Andre Chase or Josh Briggs. I tell you what, man, a Tiffany Blake feud, Blake is gonna ruin Tiffany. I'm telling you, there's something about Tiffany's character that feels stalled and stagnant to me. Not her in-ring work. Her in-ring work is fine, but yeah, no. I I think Blake would outshine her in a minute once the mics were taken out. JC Jane and Blake Monroe. Yeah. I don't know if they would. I don't know. I don't know with them chasing the same title. That would be curious because they always kind of stayed a little apart from each other. Yeah, Tiffany had a crazy downfall after Mania last year. Like Her 2025 downfall could be studied. She just, I really feel like something in that Charlotte feud broke her. She hasn't been the same since then. The last good women's title reign since before Ripley. Bianca Belair at Lockwood. I mean, her run up until um up until EO cashed in on her. That was probably the best long run since before, since Ripley. Of course, now we won't see Bianca for a while, but for the best of reasons, though. Wonder if they put Blake and Julia as a tag team and have JC as a U.S. title. What would you do with Kiana then? Last name, Kiana and Blake wouldn't be a bad team either, if I'm being honest. Although I haven't, so confession, I haven't been watching SmackDown live lately. Was that the Asuka match, Lockwood, the Bianca, the 39, if I'm remembering right? Anyways, so with okay, yeah, all right. That I thought that was the title reign you were talking about, but it's getting harder to remember some of this stuff, especially the recent stuff, because there's so much like talent overlap. Remember when things were happening. I feel like there was something else I was gonna. Hey, Nico Thompson, good to see you. Yeah, guys, please press that like button. Send a call up. Send a call up to that like button. Oh, Sophie, thank you so much. Yeah, so I haven't been watching SmackDown as it airs. I've been catching up with it afterwards because, well, I've been spending my Friday nights doing other things like spending time with my family. But is it true that Tiffany Stratton is starting to like hang out with Chelsea Green? Because it sounds like she's maybe starting to align herself with her. And I find that interesting. I think Tiffany's personality could work well in could work well with Chelsea Green as kind of a female version of Ricky Saints and Ethan Page. Even I think they could have that kind of pairing. We haven't seen it on TV. Okay, so it's mainly been online stuff. Okay. Early Rumble prediction, Lockwood. Let's hear it. Here's Robert Stone, our GM. Here's Saquon. Nope. Shiloh and Tatum. Shiloh Hill is slowly becoming my favorite male wrestler on this show, and I can't believe I'm saying that out loud since he's the LFG guy. What's up, Swaby? Oh my gosh. Shiloh Hill is the Shiloh Hill just catfished the Vanity Project. Oh, I like Shiloh and Tatum's friendship. It's sweet and wholesome. So Shiloh Hill just jokingly said he went to SmackDown and told everybody all day that he was going to be in the Andre Battle Royal. And people just kept believing him. I absolutely love that. Yeah, I mean, he looks like he built a casket for Yokozuna. Absolutely crazy. Is this the last time we hear Booker T sing Joe Hendry's theme song? I don't think, you know what? I don't really believe in call ups hurting NXT. It honestly just gives them more time to develop other people. There's always a couple of weeks for someone to get used to a new person and sort of let them shine. Um, but other than that, it's really not that bad. We'll have a concert on Raw. Okay. Here comes Keanu Carver. Right. The Yoko casket. Exactly, Lockwood. The one that's like extra wide. All right. Let's see what happens with Carver and Hendry here. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Blood can elevate and it only elevates when it's used sparingly. It has to be special. But that's the great thing about blood in wrestling is that when it is used sparingly, not only is it special, but like with it being, you know, sparingly used, it goes over the top and being really special. I forgot Apollo Crews was even on the roster. So 100% Lockwood. That's the thing is that people in AEW, they like a certain style of wrestling, but sometimes I don't think they budget their spots very well. So sometimes they do this really incredible stuff and it feels meaningless because it gets done so much. Or you'll watch a pay per view and multiple and way more than WWE, multiple matches will do a special kind of spot. And so it's diminishing returns, right? Um, Canadian, right? Canadian destroyers, yeah. Um, so they can do things really well, exceptionally well, but sometimes they just don't know how to make those moments matter as well as WWE does, which isn't always a fair comparison because WWE's been around in this particular iteration for over 40 years. So they've had a lot of practice in maximizing their moments. So there's that to consider. Yeah, EO, I love EO. I love EO so much. She might be my favorite non-Bianca female wrestler. But gosh, I wish she would be more careful because this is like the third suicide dive in a month she's done where she looks like she's landed straight on her neck on the ground. And like, I know that woman has a strong neck because she does that little flip into her little, emoji taunt that she does. And you got to have strong neck muscles just to flip up like that. But man, I just get scared for her every time I see her do it. So I just wish she would pump the brakes on that. Yeah, I mean, she can do something else. She doesn't have to do that move. I mean, there's other ways to dive than that particular way that she does. Yeah, man. I just, you know what? I'm a dad. I'm protective. I'm not old enough to be Io's dad, but I'm old enough to be some of these NXT girls' dad, probably. But yeah, I just see that and I'm like, no, be careful. Yeah, I don't think that AEW does a good job of budgeting their female talent very well, but I do think they would, at least for 3 to 5 months, make really good use of Io if they ever got her. Um, but like everything else, they would just forget about her again. Yeah, the crossbody. Yeah, exactly. The sort of planchas and stuff like that. Or sometimes the really big sort of swanton like dive too. Like Drew even does that. If you're over rotating, that way you're at least know you're not going to be landing on your head. But those leading head dives are very dangerous. And I know she knows that. She's a professional, but yeah. Nikki Blackheart, yeah. Vice got mad at Miz for not catching truth on the Swanton. Oh yeah. So here's a question: how do you guys feel about Joe Hendry as an in-ring performer? I think we all appreciate him as an entertainment act, and I don't think he's a bad wrestler in any way. I think he's kind of got all the fundamental tools to be a good pro wrestler. Um, but I don't know, man. I'm never fully engrossed in his matches like I am other wrestlers. I tend to lose I tend to lose a little bit of interest when he's the focal point of a wrestling match. I tend to like him more as a support character than a leading man, if that makes sense. Booker T saying shades of Nikolai Volkov. Talk about a deep cut. You know, George, Keanu Carver made a really big first impression. But he has seemed to lose a little bit of luster to me too. I feel like his intensity has backed off a little bit. Can't quite put my finger on it why, but we're going to crown a new speed champion too. I think Lexis King would be great and the way to go. We'll see what happens. Although this EK Prosper kid, very impressive. Sophie, in time, I think Lexis King can get called up. I don't think it's anytime soon, though. I don't think it'd be a good idea to bring him up anytime soon. Hendry just eats a big clothesline from Carver. And big spine buster. Hey, Shamanica. I thought it was a good Raw. I saw bits and pieces of it. Was that like an H bomb? His H bombs don't look good. The ref is calling the match. He's calling the match, and they're trying to make Carver look like Ivan Drago or Clubber Lang here, and just beating Joe senseless. That they have to call the match. Story wise, I don't mind, but Carver doesn't. Carver needs more aggression. They need to send Keanu Carver to go work with Obafemi or to go work with Ilya Dragunov. He needs to spend time with wrestlers who have good, clean looking strikes. Because if that's going to be the style of offense, he can't afford to look like he's swinging and missing. Shoot, let him learn from JC Jane. She's a fantastic striker now. Who is this? See a lot of electric guitars. An English Joan Jett looking one. Shamanica, I think that's Joe Hendry getting called up to the main roster because he's going to be on Raw next week. That might be the end of Joe on NXT. Lizzie Rain. Okay. Lizzie Rain. A heavy metal gimmick. I haven't seen one of those since Van Hammer back in the day. Or no, who was the guy who teamed with Nakamura and got injured at that Mania? Boogs. Rick Boogs. There's that too. All right, here comes a Birthright. Birthright has a great little entrance. But Lexis, here's the thing. Lexis is kind of the figurehead of Birthright, and right now he's like side character energy. He's good. I like him. But I don't see him as a leader yet. I honestly think that Dempsey should be the leader, or Regal and Finley should be there leading the group. But now I do believe that Lexis has it in him to be a faction leader, an effective faction leader, but I just don't think he's there yet. All right, now I'm seeing a Hogan documentary. And that's tomorrow. I'll be very interested to see the Hogan documentary. Actually, it'll be quite interesting. Oh yeah, Dempsey and Finley as tag team champions. Yeah, that works. Last name that totally works. They would be fantastic. Wendy Chu is the new Evolve champion. Wow. Speaking of people who have been around forever, man, it's amazing like how she's all the way down there. And she was one of the early NXT 2.0 characters, if I remember. How do I feel about Ethan Page getting an IC title before Javon Evans? I mean, I think it could happen. You know, Javon is an interesting case, and we've talked about this before. Like Trick, already US champion, perfect. Obafemi, I think Obafemi needs to be world champion before the end of the year. Javon can wait longer because he's a different kind of performer than the other two guys. Part of Javon's almost Cody-ish in a way. Like you kind of want to see him fail and almost get there a few times before he actually gets there. And so, yes, Javon needs to. I want to see him as IC champion, definitely, but not immediately. Like I think I wouldn't feel bad at all if Ethan Page got a title before him, because Ethan Page also is the kind of heel that would rub that in Javon's face effectively. And you honestly could create a scenario where Ethan is the guy that Javon actually finally beats to be champion. I think Javon is the kind of babyface that you want to use to beat one of your, potentially massive heels. And I think as far as the mid card goes, Ethan Page can be a phenomenal heel, especially within the mid card. I also think he could be a good heel for, let's say if Jacob Fatu became world champion, he would be a good heel for that. Like Ethan Page is not quite, he's not that Roman or Randy Orton kind of level just yet. But he could be an amazing, or a Gunther. He could be an amazing mid-card level heel though. But all that to say, I don't think it's time to take the belt off of Penta for anybody. But I'm just speaking hypotheticals right now. All right, here comes EK Prosper, the other contender in our Speed Championship match. Question: do I want to see a Javon Evans heel turn before he wins the title? No, I don't want to see a Javon Evans heel turn at all. I'm not saying he couldn't be a heel. I just don't want to see it. I'm not interested in Javon Evans being a heel. He's just too charismatic as a babyface. It'd be like Rey Mysterio turning heel. Just don't want to see it. All right, here comes our speed title. 5 minutes. We'll see what happens. Whoa. Backslide right out of the gate from Prosper. Only gets 2. Yeah, let's see what we get here. Yes, Swaby, I heard that they made a really impressive sort of display for Rusev. I think a Penta Rusev feud could be really fun. Whether Rusev takes the belt off him or they just have a series of matches or something, I think they could have a good feud going into Backlash or, the show after that even. Oh, Lexis King using Ariana Grace as a shield. The numbers game, creating distractions. I see someone from the Bloodline members join Lexis King's group. That would be interesting, right? Like a member of the Bloodline who's maybe not ready to be in the real Bloodline, going to Birthright. Could be curious. Yeah, like Zilla or Lance, like those would be like NXT Bloodline guys. You saw something JC's Royal Rumble gear in Saudi, and she had like a scrap of purple on her face and told her no red, no chains. Huh. Yes, Shamanica, I heard she was told no red because the Bellas were wearing red or something like that. I did hear about that. All right, we're less than 2 minutes left now. Solo. Yeah, Solo seems a little over qualified at this point. Good grief. EK Prosper backdrops Lexis King onto the ring apron and now moonsaults over the entire Birthright. Throws Lexis King back in. Oh, Ariana Grace slaps him in the face. Stax goes for a swing. Okay, he's busy with everybody. Now running back in, eats a super kick. 38 seconds. Coronation. That's it. Birthright gets their second title. Lexis King, the speed champion. Oh, I think Connor's nose got busted from that super kick from Prosper. So there we go. 2 belts for the Birthright now. Now all that's left is, Dempsey and, well, who cares about Stacks? But Dempsey and Connors, man, come on, tag champs. I could see that. Absolutely could see that. Honestly, that's kind of how I figured that would go. Only if the MFTs turn on Solo. Yeah. Be interested to see this week what's next for them now that things are coming together with the bloodline. Oh, Jackson Drake got stood up because Shiloh Hill catfished them.
Yeah. Will you then come and pick out all the crap and
Uh-oh. Somebody's hitting on Jackson Drake. Can't remember her name, but she was on LFG too, I think. All right, it's casket match time. Okay. Blake Monroe dressed in all black, like in a suit. Wow. What's up, Tyrell? Good to see you, man. If the Undertaker was in the casket, or if Shiloh could be in the casket, that would be wild, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, there seems like a sense of finality in a casket match, but I'm not really ready for either woman to leave NXT. But they both have upside. If I had to choose one to move up to the main roster right now, I would choose Blake. I think she would fit in easier than Tatum. Feel like I feel like the main roster doesn't know what to do with spooky women or spooky men all that much either, other than Danhausen. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think there's any run ins in this match, or at least not on Tatum's behalf, unless the Vanity Project starts things first. Okay, LJN figures. Dark State. Oh. Oh. Sugar's got a rematch for Dark State against Myles Borne, but Sugars took it for himself. Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna explode. Oh, here's Raw showing Soul Ruca. Yeah, Soul versus Liv Morgan, but she gets attacked by Zaria. Yeah, that's gonna be a wrap on Dark State pretty soon. Thank goodness, right? Casket match time. Drop those predictions. Okay. They're both wearing veils here. Both looking like dressed for a funeral. Blake Monroe dressed like Deuce and Domino. It's kind of weird. Blake is better on Raw. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see the need to take the title off Tatum right now. I feel like she just got her title back. Those flowers are legal. Man, Tatum going to town on those flowers. The dollhouse? That's I don't think I've ever seen a match where the phrase is the flowers are legal and the dollhouse is legal. This is strange. Ooh. Tatum goes into the dollhouse. This is a strangely booked casket match. I don't think I've ever seen a casket match that has a dollhouse and a bouquet of flowers as a weapon. That is new for me, I gotta say. New uncharted territory. I see Blake joining Judgment Day. I don't know, man. Judgment Day got rid of Finn Balor now, but I don't know. I feel like Blake Monroe joining Judgment Day would create a bit of a threat to Liv Morgan. I don't see them getting along, but maybe that would be the story. Who knows? Oh, all right. Blake Monroe now grabbing a fire extinguisher. Tatum taking a beating during the commercial break. Finn could go to SmackDown. Last name, I think that would be a good change of pace for him. Get free of the whole Judgment Day thing. Well, based on the pacing of things, my guess is that Zaria and Soul are going to main event the show tonight. Yeah, they're high. It's a 3-2 female proportion or ratio. In the Judgment Day right now. Oh yeah, you could have Finn, Tama, Nakamura. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, you could get a bit of a little New Japan kind of faction if you send Finn over to SmackDown and send him over with Shin and Tama. Tama's growing on me too, by the way. All right, we're almost back from the commercial break here, and we're doing that with Tatum right on the apron in front of the casket. All right. Tatum throwing shots. Shimonica, yeah, I forgot about that. Goodness gracious. All right, Blake is in the casket, but she's grabbing her belt. Oh, she just clocked. That was a pillow. That was just a pillow. She hit her with a pillow. Why did she sell a pillow? I thought she had grabbed her belt, but the belt is still in the casket. Running knee. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Both women fell in the casket and the lid closed, but the refs are waving it off and reopening the casket. But Blake has got her. Oh, they just did the Brock Lesnar Undertaker laughing in each other's face thing. For a brief second, I was like, are they both getting called up? Oh, we're going to see Lola Vice later on tonight, the women's champion. Oh, now they're fighting on top of the casket. The top is closed. I know, Dossie. The pillow spot was not great. Oh my gosh, Spanish fly off the casket onto the floor. Yikes. That was a rough landing. Jeez. Both of them. Booker's 100% right, man. That thud. Get some This Is Awesome chance. Now Blake grabs the fire extinguisher. Oh, and she just got just hosed Tatum there. And double arm DDT. Glamour shot. And now she throws Tatum in the casket. This could be it. Oh. Oh, wow. Tatum used the belt to wedge the casket open. It's not shut all the way. What a loophole. What a loophole. Blake's fake title is going to keep her from winning the match. And she is crashing out. Blake is crashing out. So she's pulling the belt, but Tatum's clearly got the other side of it. And now they're tugging for the belt. And she drags Tatum back in the ring. Oh, wow. Now she's whipping Tatum in the back with that belt. Goodness. Again. Oh, thuds from that belt hitting Tatum. And now she picks up the pillow. Okay, well, the pillow must be loaded with something. Because, what's up, RT Rick? Because Blake's about to empty it out. Oh, it's diamonds. Cubic zirconias, probably. Real diamonds in NXT. Cemetery Drive coming. Oh, geez, right onto the diamonds. And Blake is rolling around. She's close to the casket. And now Tatum looking crazy. Huge kick, knocks her right in the basket, throws her belt in there with her, and slams. And that's curtains on Blake Monroe. Tatum Paxley 2-0 in casket matches. Let the streak begin. No. Great match. Match of the night so far. There are some great spots in that match. Some creative ways to get out of the casket and prevent the match from ending. But yeah, these two work well together. Good feud. But this is a great spot right here. She grabs Blake's fake belt and then slams the belt in between the casket doors to keep it from shutting. Yeah, those diamonds were Blake's undoing. Yeah, who's next for Tatum? And what is next for Blake? Does Blake stick around? Or does she move up? I know I'm yawning, but it's been good. It's been a good episode of NXT so far. Instagram. Oh gosh. The blind date from Jackson. Micah just tells Jackson, that's AI, bro. Oh boy. This is honestly kind of a great it's taking a turn. It's kind of entertaining. And there's Miss Vice, the NXT Women's Champion. Shawn Michaels documentary commercial. All right. I don't want to think that she's part of the I don't want to think that she's part of the grift here and working for Shiloh. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of maybe her becoming the muscle. Well, Shiloh did set up the date. He told Tatum that earlier in the night. So he set up a situation for Vanity Project to get stood up at the bar or at the restaurant or whatever to keep them away from Tatum's match. And he told Tatum that much before the match. So now I'm curious if this new development in the story creates a new challenger for Tatum, or like you guys said, maybe a new bodyguard for Vanity Project. Could be interesting. I don't mind that if Blake is out of the picture, because I kind of like the idea of the Vanity Project boys kind of simping for these girls while pretending like they're all ladies' men, because they were clearly kind of simping for Blake Monroe, and she's out of their league. But I think it would be actually really entertaining if they simp for this other girl too, because she's able to like beat up dudes or just wreck other women and stuff too. With them, I can imagine them being like really impressed with that. I would find that really entertaining. Am I going to watch LFG? No, I won't. I don't have anything against LFG. It's just LFG and Evolve and Main Event and sometimes AAA start to bleed into that territory of I don't have enough time to keep watching wrestling all week long. So I do try to stay informed on it. So like if I see clips on social media, stuff gets a lot of traction, I pay attention to it because I do like to see like who's coming up and who's involved and who has a good reputation, as having a lot of potential, things like that. But I won't watch the show though. I'm not super. I watched part of the first season when it was like on Hulu or something, and I just I know this is going to sound silly because we're talking about wrestling here, but it felt too scripted to me. Like I don't want to watch a WWE show that's kind of like The Ultimate Fighter. I don't want to watch all that facilitated fake drama. Now, hear me out. I'm drawing a line between kayfabe and like reality show phony. Kayfabe phony, I'm fine with because we all kind of subconsciously agree to it when we watch wrestling. But I don't really love reality show fake drama in wrestling. I don't care for that. Who's going to interrupt Lola Vice? Well, like 6 different women interrupted her last week. And I don't know that it's going to be Fatal Influence this time. I think it could be. I hope it's not Izzy Dame. I don't want it to be Izzy Dame, but it could be someone else. Could be Miss Parker. Could be Kalani. All right, here she comes. Oh, I agree with you, George. Micah, last name. Oh, that's cool. Fallon wouldn't be a bad challenger, but I just have a feeling we're not going to see. No, they're embracing Lola. You love to see it. Zaria would absolutely be a good challenger. Yeah, George, I agree. This is one of the best promos I've ever heard from her. Okay. Let's see who we get.
Yeah. They gave it to her, and then she won the Boston Marathon, and she got the fourth fastest time ever. And it, but it all registered that fast Strava. Look at the thing, and like his like Strava has been blowing up, and he tagged it as not fastest.
I agree. I agree, George. Callie's time will come, but not yet. What's up, Ron? Well, it's been a while, dude. How you doing? I want to see. I absolutely want to see Lola implement the phrase Vice City more. Ugh. Izzy Dame. She's got the worst voice. I'm sorry. Here's the thing about Izzy Dame. She actually is a very good promo deliverer, but her voice is so obnoxious. I don't want to hear anything she has to say. It's like if Vicky Guerrero had Roddy Piper's promo skills. Like, maybe not Roddy Piper, but you muted her. Well, the thing about pro wrestling is she pretty much could say a whole lot of nothing. We already know. If I'm Lola, just hit her with the back fist right now. Just knock her right out. I'm telling you, if they wanted to build Lola right now, have her knock out Izzy cold right this second. Just knock her out. Just knock her out. Okay. Numbers game. Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried, obnoxious voice royalty. I hated that segment. I absolutely hated that segment. Lola gave a great promo. Izzy ruined the whole segment. I really wish she just would have knocked her clean out. She could have knocked her clean out while she was talking and said, "You want a shot? Come get one." And you could still book a match. Oh. Prosper and Van Dukes Van Dukes and Prosper challenging Birthright next week. More Kendall Gray footage coming up next. Season 3 of LFG. Okay, commercial break. NXT's been pretty solid. The casket match between Tatum and Blake was excellent. We had half of a good segment just now where Lola Vice made her first real promo as NXT Women's Champion. She was doing great until Izzy Dame showed up and kind of sucked all the energy out of the segment. But she was great. Lola was great until that happened. Good speed match, championship match. Lexis King, new speed champion. Backfist Izzy because they have progressive insurance. Yeah, right. See if you got coverage for this, Izzy. Pop. Yeah, no. Booker T's going to have to find somebody else to put over on the NXT roster. Although he's starting to get a little enamored with Lola Vice, so there's that. Oh, that's right. Tony, I already forgot about Tony D, man. Isn't that terrible? I forgot all about Tony D. Yeah, so he's going to have a new challenger too. I hope it's not Keanu Carver anytime soon. They're trying to make him a monster, but he still needs more development. And I guess Ricky Saints is around maybe to challenge him. I guess. But there's not much. I hope this is the music for the Kendall Gray Chronicle video, because otherwise this is very easygoing for a wrestling show. I can't believe they're showing the replay of this beatdown from Keanu Carver. His forearms were so weak on Hendry. Tony D has been around for a very long time. That's true. I just don't believe they call up Ricky Saints after they've just called up Ethan Page. I mean, Tony D has got to he's got a feud with somebody. Carver does need a new finisher for sure. Mm. Kendall Gray telling stories about all of her stitches she's gotten. Jackhammer wouldn't be a bad finish for Carver. Better than what he's doing now. All right, Lola with Stone. I have a feeling Lola is going to bring either Iguana or Damian Priest back down to NXT. Oh, Ricky Saints attacks Shiloh Hill. Interesting. We get that next week. Oh. Myles and Saquon Sugars next week. If I'm Lola, I'm bringing Damian Priest. I think he's going to be more of a threat to the culling than Mr. Iguana is. Although Mr. Iguana is technically her kayfabe partner. So it might make more sense. It would still be cool if she brought, but you know what, though? She might need two people helping her out. So what if she brought Priest and Truth as the tag champions to back her up against Izzy? That would be fun. Exactly, last name. All right, last woman standing. Time for the main event. All right, Soul and Zaria. I feel like Zaria should take this one. Oh yeah, they'll if Truth and Priest show up, we're definitely getting a Truth and Shiloh segment, 100%. I mean, we should. That's a slam dunk. I don't think Zaria's getting a call up yet. I don't think so. I don't think we get any blood. I feel like NXT would only save blood for PLEs because they're on primetime television, on network television, and I think that would create some issues. That's just my it's just my guess though. Yeah, they probably care more, about satisfying their advertisers and not doing blood unless it's absolutely necessary. What's up, Chris Wrestling Views? You just came in time for the main event. When we come back from commercial here in a couple of minutes, we're going to have Sol Ruca and Zaria in the last woman standing match. Yeah, hoping Zaria is what we get. Yeah, Truth, I'm sure we'll have some kind of weird mix up backstage. Hmm. George, I think this might be the swan song for Sol Ruca on NXT. We'll see. All right, we're almost ready. About 5 seconds. We should be back on the air for the main event. NXT Shop. Robert Stone. Tony D. He just got a sign. He's got a package with Japanese characters on it. There's Carver. No. He says that's the symbol of war. So Keanu Carver knows Japanese? Well, that's curious. So who sent him the package with the Japanese symbol of war? Is that there's a guy that got signed, right? From New Japan or something like that that hasn't debuted yet. I can't remember who it is, but I'm curious if they're bringing him in for Tony. I can't remember who because I don't watch New Japan. Oh, Zaria sneaking in from behind. But swing and a miss. Evil. That's who it is. That's who I was thinking of. Maybe it's Evil. Wow. Corkscrew Asai moonsault there from Sol Ruca. Oh, big kick to the face from Zaria. Zaria's got a trash can. Oh, throws the trash can at Sol. I don't know about Inamura as a world title challenger, but I tell you that match would be fantastic between him and Tony D. Oh, Sol goes for a kendo stick and Zaria catches it. Oh, Zaria's hanging Sol with a camera cable. A Zaria Rhea interaction on the main roster could be really entertaining. Oh, trash can lid. There it goes. X Factor from Soul. Oh, here comes the kendo shots. Soul is swinging that stick. That's 3 shots. 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time chance. Soul doing a bit of a camel clutch. Ooh. Kind of like a curb stomp with the kendo stick. Yeah, it is physical, George. Oh, sunset flip power bomb to the outside. Zaria's holding them back, though. Yeah, Soul on Raw will be fun. She's going for the table. She's got her. Nope. Drops her down. Pump kick from Zaria. Just flattens Soul. Yeah, Zaria uses the F5, yeah. Which is interesting now if Brock is retired. She'll be the only one using the F5. Oh, there they go. Through the partition, through the wall. Soul's getting up. No, way too early. She's up at 9. There's still about 11 minutes left in the broadcast. So we get one more commercial break. And then we should be in the home stretch. I'm going to take a quick commercial break myself, guys. I'll be right back, okay? Just going to go grab a drink and coat my throat here so I don't lose my voice. Okay. I'm back. They're still on commercial break. However, Soul and Zaria are battling in the crowd now. I don't know if they'll still be in the crowd when we come back from commercial. We'll have to see. All right, we're down into the last minute here. All right, they're swinging at each other, both standing on the barricade. Lots of danger here. Ooh, big headbutt. The table's right in front of them, too. Oh, my gosh. I think Zaria's going to try to F5 Soul through the announce table. Oh, my gosh. Soul just took an F5 through the announce table from the barricade. Great shot. How long is Cody going to be out? I don't think he's going to be out long enough to have to relinquish the title or anything. Zaria's running off somewhere. What's she doing? She's coming back with something. The crowd's getting loud. Soul is counting. Oh, Zaria's setting up a table against that partition that they've already run through. Uh-oh, German suplex. Oh, jeez. Soul gives a German suplex to Zaria on the floor and then a running knee. Tell you what, man, Soul is she's going down like a gunslinger, man. Like a prize fighter, just getting back up. Yeah. The count's at 9. Okay, but Zaria gets up. Something interesting, these girls are getting up and falling back down again, and it's resetting the count, which in its own way is actually selling pretty cool. Oh my gosh. Soul has set the table a comfortable distance from the top of the balcony. Oh my gosh, a second table. A second table. I love how these Slim Jim tables are just, stashed all around ringside, not just under the ring. All right, so these tables are put right next to each other. They're not stacked on top of each other. Oh man, Soul hitting Zaria with a piece of the announce table. Yes, Waby. I mean, I think we get Cody and Punk here sometime soon. All right, I think Soul's going to try to climb up to the balcony and dive off it through the tables. Will that be enough? She's going through the crowd to get there. She yanks the chain down. She's about to dive off the top. This is going to be crazy. Zaria's not there. Zaria's disappeared. Where is she? Oh gosh, Zaria's about to knock her right off. Where is she going to spear her? Oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. Where is she? Oh, Zaria comes up behind her. It's like freaking Scar and Simba. Oh my gosh, dive. She leapfrogs her. Now Zaria's on the edge. Oh, Soul Snatcher right on the top of the podium, on the balcony. A standing Soul Snatcher. I don't think she jumped off anything. I don't think I've ever seen her do that before. That's pretty wild. Somebody's got to go through those tables, and we're almost at the end of the night. So which one of them does it? Or is it both of them? Oh, Zaria's in a bad way. They're both up. They're swinging and missing. They're both just swinging here on the balcony. Oh my gosh. Which one of them's going to fall? Super kick. Oh, Zaria's smart. She keeps dropping to the ground instead of falling back where she could fall off the balcony and go through these tables. They're just slinging. They're just swinging now. You can hear the slapping. Jeez. They're laying it in. Headbutt. Oh, Zaria almost falls. Zaria, Soul's holding on to her. Soul's not letting her fall. Soul's not letting her fall. Soul brings her back and saves her. Oh gosh. Are they making up, or is she about to really heal on her? Flashbacks to the ladder match. They're hugging it out. Are we about to get a John Cena thing here? Or are they really hugging it out? Nope. Nope. Zaria's doing the Cena thing. Oh my God. Zaria just threw Soul off the balcony. And the problem is she went through one table, but her head hit the second table, and the second table didn't break. Somebody needs to check her neck or check her for concussion, because she did not land well. The crowd gasped. Like, they're not booing, they're not chanting. It was just uncomfortably quiet. I for real hope Soul is okay. I mean, from a booking standpoint, it was perfect. It was a bit Gargano and Ciampa in their unsanctioned match, where Ciampa pretended to make up with him, but Gargano outsmarted him. But this time, Soul, yeah. Good booking, but man, I was going to be paying attention to see if Soul is okay. I don't even want to go back and look at that spot. That was a brutal landing for Soul. Like, I mean, like 90% of her body was just fine, went through the table, but her head and her neck landed at the spot where the two tables were right next to each other. And the bottom table snapped like a champ, but the top one did not break. So, oh gosh, prayers up for Soul Ruca. Hopefully she's okay. I think that's definitely riding Soul off. I think she'll be on the main roster probably again next week, if not a little later, to sell that injury. But I think that's a wrap on Soul Ruca. Notice we didn't see or hear from Fatal Influence, any of them tonight. And I think that's one thing that we need to remember about NXT, is that even when someone's not in a feud, usually we get a video package or an interview segment or something like that, just to kind of keep their story going. Nothing from JC Jane at all. So I think JC's gone. Fatal Influence as a whole might be gone, because I thought we might at least see Fallon or Laney, but we might get all three of them on SmackDown. Not really any word from Jada Parker either, which is interesting, or Kalani Jordan, but we'll see. But that part I don't think so much. But we could see all of Fatal Influence on SmackDown. I think Soul's coming up. I think Zaria is just getting started. If you're asking me, have Lola Vice burn through Izzy Dame and do the and do a Lola Vice Zaria feud eventually. But we'll see what happens. We don't know. We don't know for sure if that was the last we saw of Blake Monroe. Probably not, but maybe. She lost the casket match to Tatum. And yeah, who sent the box to Tony D'Angelo? I mean, evil could be somebody, it was the Japanese symbol for war, whoever sent him that box. And Keanu Carver, of all people, is the one who mentioned it to him, which is very strange choice. But yeah, big things happening on NXT, and call-ups keep happening. So we'll just have to go from here and see what we got next week. So yeah, I'm excited to see some of our favorite NXT stars graduate to the main roster. I'm interested to see who rises up the ranks within NXT, and yeah, we'll see where we go from there. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Appreciate your time and your company and your time you spend with me each and every week. It's always fun, and yeah, you make these times a whole lot of fun. So I will see you guys next Tuesday for sure, as we do another week of NXT. And until then, don't forget to be a mark, because being a mark means you believe. Believing makes wrestling better. You guys have a great time, and I will see you again